Is it true that 90% of women filter photos before posting? I'm scrolling before bed and I see this stat that people are sharing that says 90% of women use filters on their photos. That's a lot. 90%? And I just like, that couldn't possibly be true, right? And like, I saw it on my LinkedIn from like a personal brand strategy person, but it's also on Instagram. And like, the account on Instagram, like, is verified, which lends credibility, right? And so here's what the post looks like. They have this picture, then the caption kicks off 90% of women use filters on their photos. This is exactly what it looked like on LinkedIn too, right? Doesn't say where the stat came from, so obviously I Google it. It comes from a report that was published in 2021. Here it is. This research was with 175 people. That's a pretty small group of people. Not that you can't learn interesting things, not that you shouldn't do a report if it's 175 people, not what I'm saying at all. But for people to be like throwing out a stat like 90% of women use filter and it's based on a sample of a small group of only 175 people, that seems wildly irresponsible to me. It was 18 to 30-year-old women and non-binary people in the UK who participated. So you could say, like, in a study of 175 women and non-binary people who were ages 18 to 30, 90% of them said they filtered their photos. That's wordy, right? It's wordy, but it's accurate. Maybe you can find a way to make it less wordy, but like, we're missing key information here, namely that this 90% comes from only 175 people. And the second part of it that I think is important is that the age range is 18 to 30. The person who posted this seems like they target an older population, and just like from looking at this photo, I'm not thinking 18 to 30-year-old. So the research doesn't even apply to the target audience. So to me, it's like someone trying to use a shocking statistic to like get attention, to like get business. And it sucks because like the rest of this person's post is like really touching and meaningful and about like embracing yourself and like photography and their experience working with people and taking photos, and like I love all of that. And also the fact that they're leading off with this stat, like I can't look past it. Like, you don't need it. You're sharing your perspective, your experience, valuable information. Why are you throwing, like, honestly, why are you throwing that stat in the beginning? If you are going to share a fact or a stat, you have to provide the full context. Like, just don't make it sound like something that it's not. And the way to do that is to tell people exactly what it is. 90% of 18 to 30-year-old women and non-binary people in the UK, of which we surveyed 175, said they filter photos like before they post them. And again, like, small studies can be incredibly valuable and you can learn a lot. Like, I'm not taking an issue with the study. I'm taking an issue with like how the results are being used, because I don't think it's fair to start buzzing the statistic out here that 90% of women are filtering photos before they post them. We don't know that. Or if we do, it's not this stat. It's not this study.